how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
test. Okay, good. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, sweet. All right, welcome guys. Y'all should be able to see me right now. I'm hoping Tara is waving to you guys right now. I hope you guys are in a good place, and I hope that you're doing well. Hey Claire, welcome. And Jennifer, Namaflo, welcome back. You know, it's so funny, guys. We totally notice when you're not here. Like, not to put pressure on you, but it's, you know, you're important, and we all, like, you know, people will comment and whatever. I know sometimes I can go off for too much about, hey Lindsay, about the quality of things with the video and stuff, but y'all are my best feedback. And what I have learned is that maybe it's, for whatever reason, there's just a different thing that happens when I'm streaming to all the different platforms at the same time. And so the quality tonight should be as good as it normally is. I'm gonna start recording right now. If the quality suddenly gets bad, I need you to tell me that, because it starts to lock up on our screens locally here, and then, but I've noticed in videos it's a little bit wonky. It really shouldn't be wonky. So it might not look crystal clear, of course, but it shouldn't be jumping. And if it's jumping, please let me know. We have had some issues in a couple of classes with the sound quality on Twitch recently. I don't know if that's a thing. You know, it's always hard to tell if it's somebody's computer, if it's their settings, if they have too many windows open or whatever. Actually, speaking of windows open, let me make sure I'm not on, I am on the Wi-Fi, so let's take that off. Okay. All right, anyway, and then if you've never seen my class before, the reason the quality isn't picture perfect for the most part is that it is, I live in, not the country, but I live 15 minutes out of a small southern city, a notable southern city, but reasonably small, and there's just not very good Wi-Fi out here. So this is about the best quality that I can get, and this crew that's watching right now has watched me move through this whole endeavor. So, a couple of things. We're gonna do a guided flow class tonight. And what that means is, I know I had promised a myth and flow class, and I think that this class kind of has a myth and flow vibe to it, but looks, oh gosh, Jen, you're leaving me in suspense. Does it look good, or does it looks good? Okay, sweet. Okay, thank you. Oh my gosh. Wow, I've never hated the delay that much in my life. Okay, cool. All right, so anyway, so what happened for me is I started my first full week of school. This is my second. Sweet, cool. This is my second week starting, and I'll just be really honest with you guys. I got my ass kicked last night. It was embarrassing how much this lesson destroyed me. So anyway, I've got a lot of work to do on my school classes, and so we are not going to be doing any jams for a while because a lot of my assignments are due on Monday. And so anyway, there won't be any jams for a while, but we should be able to keep the classes going, no problem. You know, unless the viewership, I'm expecting that it will dip in the summer. I don't want it to, of course, but usually if you're teaching real classes, people go out, and who knows what'll happen after lockdown. But I love doing this. Tara likes doing it. It's something that we get to talk about afterwards. So we're going to try to keep this going just as long as we can. And then the other thing I wanted to say is for tonight. So anyway, I didn't finish that point. Class was a little intense, so when I do myth and flow class, I really try to write the class. I really try to really spend some time in the writing process of the class. And right now, I just do not have that time, and I'm sorry if I've disappointed you. But the vibe of the My Dan will be here tonight. I just, I don't want to make stuff off the top of my head for class when it's a My Dan or when it's a myth class. Okay. So the other thing is because this is a guided flow class, which means one song for one technique, if any of you that are watching live would like to request a type of movement, like shoulder hooping, core flow, gooey shoulders, balance, whatever, you can shout that into the comments at any point, and we'll try to hop over there. I've got the way these classes usually work is I have a flow to the class, and I will suggest a technique for you to try or a concept. And you, as always, I mean, this is true of every HoopPath class, but it's definitely true in this class, this particular type of class. You veer off. You know, the cool thing about this is that I can't see you. I think it keeps me from getting discouraged, like when people bail. Like I don't get to see everybody sit one out. But it's kind of cool because, you know, it also frees us up. So you do what you want to do for every song. I make suggestions. Balance and foot. Oh, Benjamin Barry. Oh, my sweet friend. Footwork and balance. Fast footwork or slow footwork? And balance. Okay, no audio on the Zoom flow. All right. Balance. When I hear back from here, we'll do footwork. I'm going to leave a space in my notes so that I can add fast or slow, or it doesn't matter. Anybody else have a suggestion, just let me know. I want to say something about last week's class. It was not a highly watched class at the time that it was happening, for whatever reason. But in that class, we kind of veered off of what I said. I realized that I needed to practice duckouts. I just wasn't as good at it as I thought I was. I had been practicing with mosquito spray on, and I thought that was the reason I was so bad at it, and that I'd be good once I got on camera. It was not true. And so we'll come back to that. But what did happen in that class is we talked about angle hooping, and I might rename it in the video list angle hooping, because we had some good work. I think there were about 10 of us that were watching it live, but there was some good work that happened in that one. And if you struggle with angle hooping, look up the last class. Shoulders. Nama Flow, my man, suggesting shoulders when you've told us that that's something that you struggle with. That's interesting. That's cool. How brave of you, sir. Anybody else? Okay, well, you can fire away anyway. I want to go ahead and get started before we get too late. Yeah, it's 7:15, so we need to get going. All right, so if you're new to this, we always start with a sway. Sway is free form movement. And then after that, our music list tonight is going to kind of pop all over the place. All right. Our dog taking class with us tonight is Rex. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Open, open, open. Big breaths into the body and out of the body. Relaxing and letting things just go where they need to go. Audible breath in. Tara has been beautifully expressing sway for her tonight. If you really respect sway, you try to avoid making it something. It's your opening, it's not your closing. It's the most raw version of you that steps into sway, not the finely honed one. Audible breath in. The murmurations are a beautiful, natural example of how we collectively move. That the direction of each of us as individuals creates a shape that if we're far back enough from, we can see. And in that moment, we don't see the precision. We're just moving with or against or along with the same wind. Audible breath in. I think if you want your flow practice to really stay with you as long as you can, the more ways that you invite it in, the more ways that you enjoy its company, the better. Okay. All right. So, okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. And let's see. I've got shoulders, footwork, and balance. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and... actually, let's... Yeah. I like this one. We'll try this. Well, this is a super slow one. I don't know if you guys... Oops. Okay, as always, you can take or leave my suggestion. Oops. Tonight we're going to start with slow two-tree, two-bird movement. And here's what that means. That means that you are, for the whole length of the song, or at least the exercise, that you are aware of both hands, both elbows, both sides of the body. regardless of what one hand's responsibility, might be. So the goal is to keep everything in motion. Your two hands as two birds means that they are aware that they're moving, they're aware that they're not moving. Actually, if you're aware of them, then you really don't even have to move them. And I know that sounds a little weird, but it's just true. Two birds and two tree is an awareness exercise. Tara, who you're watching right now, is a natural two-bird, two-tree person. She shifts her weight from leg to leg a lot. When she used to dance at Ecstatic Dance, she moves around the floor a lot. It's not a big ask to ask her to move both things. It would almost be more of a constriction if she was to try to only move one arm. Or the reason I share that with you is that for some of us, it's not that easy. For some of us, maybe we've been working at a computer all day, or maybe at some point someone told us we weren't a good dancer, and we got tight about it. That's what I like about flow and learning it. It gives you a chance to gently take on new places, to even realize that there is a frontier. Contact tracing. Again, the exercise is two bird, two tree. I'm just throwing another layer in. Contact tracing. I'm essentially smearing the hoop, or at least paying attention to where the hoop's third point is on me. Good.
Oh Lord Shiva, you are supreme because Mother Ganga is sitting on your head.
I'm going to share some secret power with you that hooping taught me. A super skill. It's the ability to make yourself comfortable almost anywhere. And when you have it, you might forget that you do have it, but for some people, to feel comfortable in more than one or two situations is difficult. It used to be for me. But hooping to different songs, hooping to different rhythms, being asked to do something I didn't necessarily want to do, it helped open new discovery, new paths. If you like that sort of sound, I cannot recommend Chevy Sabah. He passed away, unfortunately, a few years ago with, I think, well, never mind. But he passed away due to natural-ish causes, and it's very sad, but I love that album. And actually, I actually did a video to that back when videos were a big deal, and it sort of helped blow me up. So. Okay, so we're going to move into our next one. And we're going to talk, I guess we can move a little bit into footwork now, but we need to warm up the core before we get anywhere close to that. And this one might be good. All right, so this is going to be kind of off the beaten path for us normally. Now, don't usually play a lot of reggae in class, but we're going to go ahead and start with some good old-fashioned core flow, and we're going to be working on chill core flow. I went through a heavy dub phase. So when people used to talk about dub, I thought they meant this. Dub is the B-side instrumental of a lot of reggae songs, right? And it became known as dub, right? My lights are a little bright here. Good. So I'm on the waist here with me. And we're in guided flow, so you can just basically hoop any way that you'd like. For me, I'm going to keep my two birds and my two tree with me, even though the hoop is moving me kind of slow. Open to complete core flow. So that could be up at the shoulders, that could be at the head, that could be on the neck. Oh. For me, if I feel uncomfortable in a song, as it were, my hands are the first thing that tries to find the comfort. My hands are usually the first thing. So for me, like that sort of organ or flute sound or whatever that sound is there, like I'm picking my hands up on that. Of course it went away right as I said that. From here, it looks like Tara's kind of tuning into the bass, and that's my favorite part. I mean, the thing about, if you love hip-hop, so much hip-hop comes from the dub bass line. They chop it up a little bit, but it's there. Tonight, I have this kind of, for me personally, I have this kind of workman-like or, sort of rigor thing in me. So I'm going to reverse the hoop and open up to my second current. Not because I feel like I should, but because that's just where I want to go right now. I want to like move into second current. Okay, so yeah, a little dub. If you dig that sort of sound, look into it. Of course, that's not even. I mean, I'm not shitting on the song, but there's some really good dub out there. That's just one example. Okay, so I want to step into the footwork request and give you an opportunity to do footwork. And again, this isn't like a teaching class or a lesson, but just one thing to have fun with in your hooping is to establish establish like sort of certain modes of moving, right? Like, so what I want to do right now is I want to focus on the path of contact as the hoop is rolling around me. And I can close my eyes, I can go blindfolded. Actually, that's what I was going to suggest. Actually, maybe let's, well, okay. You don't want a blindfold, right? Do you want one? Okay. I really recommend we should do blindfolded footwork, because I really think it'll help you open you up. Now, if you're in a super tight space, don't worry about it. If you don't like the idea of being blindfolded, you can just close your eyes. But when I'm in, here's the sort of mode that we're working with tonight. We're imagining that I'm feeling the path of contact as it rolls around me, right? And that path of contact is like gently, but it's constricting. It'd be like a baby's legs holding on, right? And so what we want to do, or what I invite you to try tonight, is this idea of every time you lift your foot, you're aware of the path of contact. And I know that sounds like super sort of yoga teacher, not in a bad way, but sort of yoga teacher where you're not exactly sure what I mean. But like what I mean is you're feeling the path of contact as it moves around you, hopefully blindfolded. And when you step, it's like you're stepping into that rubber band. Does that make sense? You know, like sort of like the hoop is a sort of gentle rubber band. You're sort of stepping into it. Now, here's the thing. The more corners you bend, not in the hip hop sense, but the more like push I put into that, the faster that the hoop, oops, that sucks, the faster that the hoop gets. Uh-oh, we don't need to listen. This is, the Smiths are not the best track for this exercise. All right, so if you can, do blindfolded with us. You know, and the first time, you know, and it's, you know, it might be helpful to, you know, no shame in it, of course, is just feeling what the hell I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do right now for me is I'm going to kind of stay rooted, but I'm going to put enough speed on the hoop that I can really start to feel it. With a lot of speed, you get more control, right? So I'm feeling this kind of rubber band already. Now I'm actually, ironically, I'm really enjoying being rooted, but because this is a footwork class, I'm going to come off of that feeling, and I'm going to start to move my feet, but I'm going to look for the same feeling that I just had, which is where I am pushing into the loop of the hoop. I am pushing a corner into the loop of contact as it comes around me. Blindfold for me helps me feel the rhythm of the hoop. Instead of looking at it, like instead of being disappointed or excited about what it looks like, I'm just feeling its rhythm right now. We're going to pick up the pace tonight, maybe for the next exercise. But I like the sort of, you know, in-between pace of old school hip-hop. I mean, sorry, house. Now, when I come up to the shoulders, this is usually where people have the sort of most limited idea of what they can do with their footwork. But all you have to do, and you can take your blindfold off of this if it helps. But every time you step, you feel the path of contact, you focus on the path of contact, you think about the path of contact. All right. If I'm about to confuse everybody, just ignore me. But you can kind of split the rhythms, and that can really open up your footwork on the core. So I've got my one tree rhythm, like when both sides of my body are doing the same thing. That's that sort of belly dance type movement of the waist or whatever, where you're stirring the dough. And then I have two tree movement, and that's like when both legs or both arms, they're both putting oomph on the hoop. Most of the time you're in two tree, but where your one tree hooping can really help you, or at least the feeling of it, is when you go up onto one leg, your body's used to one tree at that point, right? That's one leg of contact. Oops. Does the music sound okay? It looks like it's... I think I may have been hitting you guys a little bit hard on the signal there. I don't want to turn it down too much, but I think maybe I was peaking it. Good. Nice. All right. Okay, well, I think just to balance things out that we ought to do a little rooted hooping right now, for those of you that are here with us. Again, if you're new, I love it when you share whatever insights that you have. You're in a virtual room full of people that will give a shit. If you're watching on replay, thank you guys for watching. Anyway, okay, so for our next exercise, I think we should do some rooted hooping. And then I think we'll move into areas where you can go on or off body. But in a weird way, this can still be kind of a footwork exercise, because just, you know, footwork in a slightly different sense. Okay. So in rooted hooping, I'm staying rooted here. Actually, let's go ahead and... We need to listen to something really... Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah. Do some old school rooted hooping here. Now this is a flow class, of course, so you can, you know, you can, you can go ahead and start to branch off, Benjamin. I'm going to stay rooted core hooping, because that's just, I'm feeling it right now. But you wouldn't have to. In fact, I might actually, you know, I'm feeling pretty in control. So what I'm going to try to do for me personally is I'm going to try to work my way into rooted shoulder, or into rooted seated shoulders, or seated shoulders. And so, but for me to get there, I'm just going to kind of warm up. Now, of course, again, this is a flow class. So if Benjamin was in my class and he was doing whatever crazy thing he wanted to do that wasn't rooted hooping, that would be totally fine. Or they. All right, rooted. I don't know, this song makes me want to be unrooted. But I'll show you how I'll try to have fun with this. I'll give you the side angle here. This is something you can try if you want to. But one thing that's cool to do is to create a comfortable rooted position. One that you feel like you can move. And for me, I kind of like to put some space between my legs so that I can really feel like a small shift if I'm slowly to the right or slowly to the left. No, not my flow. I just realized we'll come back to shoulders on not the next exercise, but the next exercise. We'll get right out. Core break here. Come up. There you go. Good. Now, if you're not so hot, or if you need to turn, you can decide how much you want to stay with the exercise, right? You could say like, okay, well, I'm just going to half turn. almost hard for me to do rooted hooping right now after we're just moving our feet so well. So I think I'm gonna, it's not working for me. So I'm gonna loosen my feet up just a little bit. And let's see if we can talk a little bit about angles, if you want. Up. Nice side pushes up. Rooted angle hooping is pretty natural for most people because that's usually what you do anyway. And so there's some things like, we can learn from rooted angle hooping, like any left and right. Do you see how I have this sort of side-to-side bounce about me? That can really help. The other thing that helps is I think about my day side and my night side. That means the front of me and the back of me. Once you have been doing hooping a while, you'll really learn that there's all different kinds of subtle motions that you can make. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going to do something that you guys are going to you're going to think that I'm crazy. But what I'm going to do right now is actually switch to balance, because I used to try this in my classes. We would always do balance at the end of class, or we'd always do it at the beginning of class. But every now and then, I would sneak it into the middle of class, and people would actually do better because their bodies were like warmed up and not too tired. Sweet. Okay, so what I want to do is let's do some balance, and I'm going to do some super chill. I'm trying to hit different sounds from around the world tonight, so we'll do some super chill. Okay, so if you can buy into the concept, that there might be advice that you would give to a freshman, which would be advice that might be different than you would give to a senior. If you can dig that idea, then you can sort of understand what I'm about to say, not as elitist, but just recognizing that there's developments. At first, your balance is really determined by your hands. Although every part of my teacher body wants to say that's not true, it's just pretty much true. There's a little bit of hand-eye coordination that you have to get to first. But where your balance really becomes sturdy, and when it becomes really fun, is when you're using your legs. Even if they're just perfectly still-ish. When I'm in balance, what really helped me, I have a distracted mind. I don't know if there's a medical term for it, but I have a distracted mind. And it can be distracted by the sort of most anxious-filled things. Completely unrealistic things, just wild things, just to create anxiety where there is none. Balance, and then other techniques, help me understand the beauty of focus. Because while my mind is going crazy with anxiety, I pull my eyes and whatever it is that I'm focusing on into the complete expanse of my attention. The full band of my internet is, for me right now, it's talking to you and looking at the hoop point here. In a way, once you're a sophomore or a junior in Balance College, footwork becomes everything. You realize that what you didn't know as a freshman was that if you had just started moving your feet, you probably would have graduated early. And by movement, I mean awareness, moving through, maybe not necessarily even physical movement, just awareness, movement. Your arms are getting tired, so you try harder. Push up into the hoop. And then when they're getting too tired and you just know that you've hit your max, you move into a roll or whatever, something easy going. And then when you're ready, as we've talked about in a lot of our classes, I just roll back up into a balance. As I mentioned earlier, like I'm in this kind of like, I think because I'm taking classes, I'm in this kind of student flow. And so the other night I was noticing that this balance wasn't that good for me, this dayside 2-point balance. It just wasn't that good. Nice T. I'm not surprised that with some focus and being warmed up that it's a little bit better. Benjamin, if you didn't see the last balance class, and I'm not expecting anybody to watch all of them, but I did a balance class about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and I was really happy with the way it came out. How far are we at? That's pretty good. We're doing kind of 5-minute blocks of time tonight. Okay, I hope you guys are having fun with me. That's our little balance section. Because we did it so recently, I'm not going to hang out there for too long. I know nobody's expecting me to hang out there for too long anyway. Yeah, we need to do some shoulder work here, as we promised. Nama flow. Let's see. You like kind of hip hop. So let's see. Okay, I think this song will get us kicked off. Oh, okay, I want to see. Let's see if this one is.
Why is that? Why is that? Why is that?
Okay, actually, I got an idea. A little bit different. Well, no, let's try it. Okay, so let's try some shoulder flow. No, normally I would just sort of say that we should. I would just say shoulders and give a guided thing, but just in case. Sweet. Yeah, this is beautiful. This was a contest winner, actually. I know it looks like you want to think like, oh, this must be digitally done. No, but this is a contest winner. And I wish I had her name right now. It's a female photographer, but she won. And I don't know what you guys see in it. I don't know if the video quality is that good, but it almost looks like a woman wearing a cap flying with wings. Just funny to me. Okay, so Nama, little bit of advice. Most of the time, hoopers need to open the shoulders. Most of the time, that's it. And then one of the reasons they need to open them is so that they can kind of move them more independently. Like if you were thinking about your steering wheel, right? Like your hands, the way you drive. you don't probably think my left arm's doing this and my right arm's doing that. They're working together. And you can sort of tell the general position that they're in, but they have their own sort of relationship happening between your left and your right hand when you drive, if you're driving responsibly with two hands. That's the kind of relationship that we can open up on the shoulders and that can really, really help.
Tell me why it's gotta be like that. Be like that, just be like that. Can you tell me why it's gotta be like that? Be like that, just be like that. Can you tell me why it's gotta be like that? Be like that, just be like that.
All right, y'all have to let me know if this is too slow for shoulders. Nama, you have to let me know if you're still watching. Let me know if this is too slow.
Mentally sinking, presently breaking 2 decades and a half, breaking the path for mine to follow. The world is hollow, yet it's full of crap.
Tara is saying that it's a lot nicer with a bigger hoop when it's slow, which is absolutely the truth.
Don't rock the boat if you can't swim. Nobody may not be there with a limb to limb. This is the end. Still, I can't explain the fact. Why the fuck shit gotta be like that? Be like that, just be like that. Tell me why it's gotta be like that. Know why I said it. Hear me clear and know it's so severe and dreaded that they need to be beheaded. Why? I'm readily, steadily, stimulate and then mutilate and all sloppily copied imitations because they're irritating. So I'm intimidating them over the.
I'm the teacher and I can change it. So I want to put a little bit more upbeat track on just for a second. We played a couple of minutes of that or a minute and a half of that. Let's give us something a little bit faster. Because I thought of a piece of advice that sometimes helps. So for those of you that are taking the class as a guided flow class, we're going to shoulder hoop for the next 3.5 minutes. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Okay. If you're just trying to keep the hoop up, what you need to do is bring so much more force probably than you're bringing. So you need to freak the arms out. You need to freak the chest out like you're moving back and forth. You need to imagine, or you don't need to do anything, but you might want to imagine sending, bathtub water back and forth.
Get your ass up and let's get ill.
Nice. Okay. So I'm at the shoulders. So here's what I'm saying to Nama and to everybody else. I won't quit calling Nama out. But this is me bouncing back and forth with my shoulders.
Get your ass up and let's get ill.
This is me pushing or flippering like Claire's talking about, pulsing. And then this is my footwork. So then when I add all of that together, right, I work on them individually so that they sort of, form like Voltron and... But when my flow starts to fall, right, I go, oh, are my hands moving? Oh, are my feet moving? Did I leave a part out?
Let's get
The more active you make your shoulders, the less you have to move your feet. One way, again, this is sophomore advice for shoulder flow. Sophomore advice is once you can keep it up at all, start moving the feet as best you can. You can turn with the hoop. Probably don't want to turn against it on the shoulders right now. You can, of course, but it's a little, things can go a little sideways. So I'm here, I'm just trying to keep it up, and I'm start turning.
Get your ass up and let's get ill.
I'll give you everybody one angle to watch here. Okay, here. You see how my hands are kind of pushing out? Or I can sort of turn one shoulder forward pull one shoulder back, right? No, that's not saying that you should do that. I don't have a fucked up shoulder. But I'm turning with it. You see, like my feet are pointing towards you guys. I'm turning out over here. Or back here. Now, of course, if you're a sophomore in shoulder hooping, you can't do that. But my point is that you might not realize that you're slowly sort of pushing one shoulder forward. And sometimes it helps to pull that shoulder back, right? Just pull your chest open, like we talked about in the angle class. And then this is me. This is me trying to change the turns there. Right? Wow, this turned out to be a workout class. And then this is me trying to only move the chest. This is me trying to only move my arms. This is me trying to only move my feet. That's a little bit easier. But then this is me adding them all together. Okay. Man, I need some water after that one. I might have to disrobe a little bit here. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss a request? No, we got the footwork, we got balance, we got shoulders. Thank you. Okay. So I want to do some gooiness. That was sort of where I was thinking for us. Or at least just some slower movement type stuff. And so, yeah, you know what? I just realized these lights are way off. Okay. Gooey flow. And, you know, you hear a lot of terms, you know, around the hoop world, and maybe gooey is a word you don't know about or you've never really seen or something like that. But what gooey, I mean, not that it has a definition, but like what it really is about, it's about you sort of smearing the point of contact around you. Like this might look weird. Whoa, wait. There we go. Okay, so this might look weird, but this would be gooey core hooping, right? Like this is me. I mean, not that this is only it, but I'm just trying to give you a sense of it. Like, you know, like if you like this. Okay, I'll give you a good one. This is an easy one for everybody to do. Is I can hold the hoop, and then this, probably should put this back up here so you can see what I'm talking about. Up, nope, back up. There, okay. So this is like the gooeyest goo move you could probably do. And what I'm doing right now is that I am rolling the hoop around me. Instead of the hoop, you know, doing the spinning, I'm spinning it. Does that make sense? You'll see what I'm doing? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? And there are different currents to this, of course, and, you know, predictably, I'm not as good in my second current as this as I am, you know, in my first current. And so this feeling can be taught here, but then it, you know, where it becomes fun, it's like jazz, you know. It's like then it's not so much like that you stay there, it's that you walk with it, that you do other cool things. And so this would be me moving the point of contact to the outside wall, you know, like where the hoop is kind of. I'm gonna keep it on this bird's eye for now, even though this is me walking the hoop up with my hands. Oh my God, if you guys didn't see the viral video of the woman juggling with the bird's eye camera, it looks so cool. It looks like she is just like that the hoop is just this, or that her, With the hoop, you can really see the up and down, but with the balls and the way they were doing it, it's crazy. Okay, so, but this is gooey contact is based on this type of smear. And then I don't know what the video quality, I don't know what the video quality might look like, but I did teach a GUI class like way back in the beginning that I was reasonably happy with. So you can check that out. Good. Oh, one thing I was going to mention to you though is that in that class of gooiness that we talked about, sweet, gooey shoulders is awesome. Wow, if you can do gooey shoulders, that's pretty great. But what we learned in that class is that a lot of gooiness comes from your footwork, just to tie it all back to Ben and everybody else tonight. That I can sort of skate, I'm on concrete with socks, but I can kind of skate my foot out. And so my contact with the floor can become gooey. Oh, right, totally. Okay, gotcha. I see. Beautiful. I like gooey stalls, you know. I really like gooey sort of penny stuff, and I think they call this backpack and stuff like that. I don't know, it sounds silly, but real gooey flight stuff. Okay, wow, I just realized we're kind of like into the last of class here. We sort of bulldozed our way through the last of class. So I think maybe we'll just end the night with some super chill stuff to let you know. This is kind of an abrupt ending, but I didn't realize we were 6 minutes after. So anyway, I will put some music on so you can sort of practice. It's turned out to be a pretty good workout class. Thank you guys. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's nice. Thank you. I feel very appreciated by you guys. I really do. I feel like you guys have bared with me. Sometimes we've had some sort of, bumps and bruises, not interpersonally, but just with tech. So anyway, but let me put some slow, chill stuff down, And do you think it's too early to go super chill? Let's go super chill. I think. Tara says it's never too early for super chill. You're welcome, Lindsay. Thank you guys. I realized that I was on the mic a lot tonight for a flow class, but thanks for bearing with me. You're welcome, Nama Flow. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, big love to everybody. I miss doing these jams with you guys. I really do. I know Nama's got one going on Friday nights, I think. Yeah, we got to the frame right there. Big love and thanks to everybody. We'll have a class on Thursday if you want to join us. 7 o'clock. Probably be kind of a flowy tech class, I think. Not a techie tech class and not a flowy flow class, but kind of a techie flow class. Watching this on replay. Nama Jam is East Coast time though. 8 p.m. East Coast time. 5 p.m. LA. Everywhere in between. You are welcome. Thank you guys so much. Oops. There we go. That's not what we want. Thank you, Shayna. Thank you, Claire. Benjamin, if you're still here. Nama. Jackie, if you're still here. Everybody, Jennifer. We so appreciate it, guys. Thank you.